Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Harakakadash. The one is the elder apostles, great most on the real world, and Shalom to the brothers doing the work, serving truth, pushing his word to four corners. This article on the Sun, and it's just about these biohackers, and this is something that's gone more mainstream, and it's funny because a lot of these things really from like 2020, I could say, is kind of a turning point for a lot of things going more mainstream. Because like the biohackers were around before, and a lot of what they were doing was with the RFID, where they were just implanting them things. But now they've more broadened it to a wider range of things. Just and you can go through some of the details here, and it's more generalizing it. So it looks like it's just to draw in more people. Because it's on the Sun, it says blood swapping, oxygen tanks, and Wi-Fi blockers inside the Immortality Olympics, where biohackers race to live forever. And the thing they're after is living forever, which that's and the thing with that is you say that as far as for your average Joe in the world, that's gonna sound hella spooky, because they're thinking of it as immortality is just a thing that ain't gonna happen. Obviously, we know in the kingdom that they're gonna receive these things, but obviously, a big part of the spirit of Esau, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get these things in a carnal sense, an imitation through his means of technology, the level of understanding that he has, what's been granted onto him. Because what does it say? It says they have grueling gym regimes and rigid workouts that monitor food, sleep, nutritional intake. But unlike other athletes, these Olympians aren't trying to cross the finish line first, and it's the whole spirit of the Olympics is reverence of the Greek pantheon, and giving honor to them through their games, where it's honoring as well. What was it? Prometheus bringing fire from the gods to men. These are the things. So it's obviously they're engaging with that whole spirit, where they're trying to attain some form, and that's the thing is with that whole spirit, of that approach. That's the vibe you're bringing in. But then with this, it's more bringing in like average Joes, average Tom, Dicks, and Harrys into it, where they're kind of seeing it as a more it's just about lifestyle and maintaining yourself. Because I read a bit more, so it says that is because the rejuvenation of Olympics is a competition to live for as long as possible, and some folk are astronomical amounts doing it, including one man who spent 1.5 million a year and even had blood plasma transfusions from his own son. And that's this guy, what was it, Brian Johnson, has spent 1.5 million in a year trying to reverse the aging process. It's carnal means to try and attain it, where you're doing all kinds of methods. So it says this wacky world is championed by biohacker Brian Johnson, whose motto "Don't Die" has seen him splurge at aforementioned sum on everything from experimental gene therapy to 100 plus pills a day and non-stop MRIs, ultrasounds, colonoscopies, and green gene tracking. Because that's the thing as well. What's it? Biohacker. So is, like I said, the motto is "Don't die." So it's like you go down, and then it's the guys are engaging and meant to be we just it's just I'm just trying no, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna live forever. The thing is in reality, a lot of people have expectations of the march forward, the progress of technology, for that to be something where it can resolve in attaining immortality. That's in reality. Let's get like as much as people or frightened by it. That's really what they're thinking. They're thinking, oh, it'll get to the point you can download your brain to a machine, or get to a point where you'll be able to, okay, just have a stem cells generate you new body parts or limbs or whatever, or just refresh and rejuvenate certain parts. These are things that they actually think, are going to be attained or achieved. As such, that then when it comes to the mark, that's going to be one of the selling points as well, because they already have it as a thing where it's like, oh, if you've got what is it, the oh my goodness, paraplegic, if you can't move your arms or legs, you're paralyzed from the neck down or whatever, then you can have this as a way to control technology. You can have, get the mark, and then you have main ways to control technology, ways to control interact with different technologies, exoskeletons, these different fucking hell, these different things are all an aspect of what you can do. Let me read on. There's a son. Many of Brian's fixes are crazy biohacker nonsense and fears he's actually shortening his lifespan. Wait, but a longevity scientist. Okay. So the 48-year-old tops the Rejuvenation Olympics leaderboard with an average aging pace of 0.503, which according to their DNA analysis through blood and saliva tests means his body is deteriorating half as quickly, roughly 6 months every year. In recent weeks, Brian revealed he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, gastritis, and inflammation of the stomach line. So even in spite of all that he's doing, the body's breaking down. And the reason why is obviously just because it's we're in the flesh, man. This flesh is not made to be last forever. The nature of it is meant to, even wear down on you, to where, when you have a righteous spirit of an Israelite, then it can still, just have you doing it strung out, doing all kinds of madness, losing your mind. So how much more so if you're not even you don't even have a righteous spirit. You got people walking around with their non-upright spirits just stuck in the flesh, becoming legendary conduits to wickedness. And what does it say? He speculated it was due to consuming sugary cereal and fizzy drinks and having gobbled down fast food as a kid, or gaining 2 stone and 12 pounds while battling the stress and grind and deep chronic depression in adulthood. Yet Brian remains at the top of the RO longevity leader rankings, which currently has 14,000 entrants, including 81 from the UK. Among them is Britt Dean Frost. So it says, he said he won place seventh in the world. Some people buy Rolexes. I'm trying to buy more years. And, it goes into his thingy. So it's like, this Dean guy, where is he? Yeah, that's his, it's Dean Frost from Surrey. It's, a Jake like this, he's obviously just, it seems like, from what he's saying, he's more just taking it as a lifestyle thing, where he's just thinking, okay, he's gonna, he'll be able to maintain himself in the long term. But the truth of the matter is, because what does it say? That's what he says. Yeah. So he says he considers it vital for combating his body's natural deficiencies. For him, his brain health needs improvement, and after making changes, his scores improved massively. This is real shit, not woo-woo stuff, he adds. See, now, not woo-woo stuff is, trying to say it's not, unscientific, as they'll say in a worldly sense, or not, just some witchcraft or some judge. But, the reality of it is, obviously, is these things are, it's basically a pathway, it's a conduit to just get people to that mark. And it's funny because this, the biohacking, this guy has kind of expanded the definition to where it's more than just that mark. But that's the thing is with the mark, I remember when I was saying You know, they want to put nanomachines inside you, and then go and then like break down cancer cells. You know, you send in nanomachines to fix and repair and do certain things. Now, these people already, because well, did it skip? So there was the other chick. No, well, actually, yeah, there was another good quote there. I missed this fucking website, man. Um, so it says, when I talk about the cost of testing and supplements, the people joke that I'm part of a cult. There's a stigma, but look at when Monjaro came out, and it was beginning of a turning tide, and has dramatically changed lives. So yeah, with what do you call it? GLP-1 Monjaro, um, it's the big one in America. Fucking hell, Ozempic, yeah. That's basically something where, and that really shows people are going to jump on that mark, because soon as it said like, oh, you know, you can lose weight, you start seeing like fat celebrities just shrink down and lose weight, and completely deflate in no time flat, because of the impact of these things. Because you know, it's like when that mark comes, bro, people are going to jump on it, man. People are going to be more than happy. um, and that's why, you know, a lot of these things will get pushed out. They're basically, it's, you know, you're leaving various different forms of bait. So you know, you can fish, you can have the traditional rod fishing, you can do it where you have the mechanical fishing with a big ass boat, where have like the nets connected on like the metal things, and then you'll swim, you know, just move the boat through the waters, and then gather up hella fish. You can leave the more old school ones, where you'll just leave like a net in like a box, just in the flow of the river, and then just come back in a few hours, and there'll be a few fish just stuck in there. There's various means by which you can fish, and you know, these are just the various means by which they're getting people to that mark. And this one is, you know, with that living forever, with you know, trying to maintain yourself. So I think there was yeah, one more quote I was looking for. Uh, Boiling toxin, brain cell hots, blah 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 blah. I think it was just that. From Shropshire. No, it's actually more or less got the point out there. You're just going into all this. But then that's the thing is with all this, you know, it's carnal means by which they're trying to really accomplish, you know, what something that's going to be fulfilled spiritually. Because, you know, scripture you can go to 2 Ezra 5:51. It says, he answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, wherefore are unto they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature? Uh, and she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age when the womb faileth are otherwise. And yeah, you'll have, that's something, you know, where it's like you have like birth defects, or you might have like the children born like when parents are in their late 30s, parents in their 40s. They'll have kids, and then it's like the kids might, you know, not be as robust, because you know, the womb's basically not as well, the womb's is fading out, man. It's on its way out. But then you'll have, you know, the youths when you're younger, then it's less of a burden on all involved. That's really how it goes down. So it says, consider thou therefore also how that ye are of less stature than those that were before you, and so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old have passed over the strength of youth. So yeah, in general, the generations are just fading out as well, to where the men now don't live. There was you had men living up to extreme ages before the flood. Methuselah going to 969, I believe it was 969. And then you go through the the lineage. Then you had people living up to high ages, and then same with what's it called, uh same with even after the flood, where it had it limited to 120 years, and then after that even it was limited further to 70, and by reason of strength 80. So now you'll have people get to get up to higher ages, because even the guy said, I think that's why when he said his nan got to like 106, so he's just trying to hit that age, and then maintain strength for those ages. But then with what do you call it, was 106. But that's the thing, is like you can get there and it's like really gonna be maintaining the body, but it's like by what level of strength, by what like how you gonna be functioning. Because I remember you're watching clips of people over 100 plus, bro. It's like their brains barely functioning. They're just they're tapped out, man. They're zapped out. They ain't they ain't all the way there. It's not like you're hitting them ages and you're fully functioning. I read this, Psalms 49 and 11. It says, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names." Yeah, that's an extension of that mindset. They're thinking they're going to be around forever. That's why they want to live forever, bro. If they believe the kingdom was coming, and if they're of the line of Esau, Edom, they're going to hardcore bondage. They're gonna get shackles slapped on them, and then they're gonna be out here doing all kinds of tasks. But they ain't gonna be trying to live forever. They're obviously thinking, oh, they'll live forever in the state of what's the show called again? Altered Carbon, where you have that class amongst Altered Carbon, basically where like immortals that were living forever. These, where they had unlimited wealth, they could endlessly rejuvenate themselves into anybody. They had unlimited all the satisfaction, all the pleasures of the world at their beck and call, to the point where they got sick of it. These are the things that they're really meditate. They're really thinking of. It says I'll read this because it's kind of the main way it's gonna go, man. So it says, Revelation 13:15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." Yes, the thing is as far as with that image, it's gonna hit that point where if you're not accepting it, you're gonna be put down, man. And that's the thing as well, is really that whole chase after immortality is part of the image of the beast, an extension. That's an extension of what the rulers, the mindset of the rulers, man. Those at the that bear rule on society right now, they're really thinking about lasting forever. They want this place to continue forever. So everyone else is caught up and invested in that, because they're whatever little level of enjoyment or place they have within it, they think it's going to be to their benefit in the long run. But they don't realize it's one, the elite don't have their best interests, or they're basically looking to turn them either into fertilizer or human resource down the line, or they're not aware that the kingdom's getting ready to come in, where it's these things ain't going to be working out in your favor. You know, it's not going to be all tickety boo, as they say. So it says, and he calls of all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehands, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So that's the thing, is something they're looking to get on everyone, whether it's, you know, those high flying CEOs and executive business executives, you know, billionaire moguls and whatnot. You know, people with entertainment empires, you know, regardless of the level. Your average Joe, your shoe cleaner, your waitress, your I don't know, what's another fucker, your engineer or whatever. These things are all gonna receive that mark, and that's why they have so many angles by which it's being marketed, because it's something where they're basically, you know, gonna have various means by which to draw people in. And, you know, Neuralink was a big one. A lot of people were like, oh, you know, having AI in your head, having Google in your head or whatever, where you can just think about this and you just get information and blah. These are things that have, you know, been sold to people through Hollywood. A lot of these ideas are sold through Hollywood. You know, $1 Million Man, all these things where they've basically produced these you know, ideas of, oh yes, it's just, you know, you're gonna be on some super level. You know, you merge with technology, which is really what the biohacking's all about, the merging with technology. And that's, you know, all these people that are doing all these things so far, they told them, well, you just get this little chip implanted, and then X, Y, Z, you'll be able to live another 20, 30, all of them are going to jump on it. They're already dropping big bucks. They're already doing the utmost. That's really where, you know, they're clearly pushing it. But yeah, I'll leave it there, man. Shalom. Shalom.